Hello, welcome back everyone to the Linguisphere Academy podcast. I'm Alex, and I am so glad you're here with us today. We've been getting messages about this topic for years, literally years, and every single time we read one, we think we have to talk about this.
And I'm Sam, right here with you. And Alex is right. This is probably the most common frustration we hear from learners. Maybe you feel it yourself. You sit down to listen to a podcast, you watch a movie, you read an article, and you understand almost everything. You feel good. You feel like you're making progress.
But then someone asks you a question and your mouth freezes. The words are in your head, but they won't come out. You stumble, you hesitate. You feel like a beginner again, and you think, what is wrong with me?
Nothing is wrong with you. This is completely normal. In fact, it's such a common experience that it has a name. Teachers call it the passive versus active vocabulary gap. But today, we're just going to call it what it is, the frustration of understanding more than you can say.
Our topic today is I can understand, but I cannot speak. And we're going to unpack this completely. Why does this happen? Is it your fault? And most importantly, what can you actually do about it?
This is going to be a long, relaxed, and very practical conversation. We're going to talk about the difference between input and output, why your brain works this way, and the specific steps you can take to bridge that gap between understanding and speaking.
As always, we'll speak clearly and keep it friendly. This is a conversation between friends who have been exactly where you are. By the end, you'll understand why this happens and have a clear plan to move forward.
So get comfortable. Let's start with the most important thing. You are not alone. Every single person who has ever learned a second language has felt this. Everyone.
Think about a baby learning their first language. For the first year of life, they just listen. They hear thousands of hours of language. They understand more and more, but they don't speak, not really. Then one day, they say their first word, then another. Then suddenly, they're talking.
That's a perfect example. The baby's brain was building a mental model of the language. All that listening was input. The brain was mapping the sounds, the patterns, the rhythms. Speaking came later, much later.
You're doing the same thing, but faster. You've been soaking up English through listening and reading. Your brain has built a map, but speaking is a different skill. It's like the difference between reading a map and actually walking the road.
Let's break this down. There are two different systems in your brain, receptive language and productive language.
Receptive language is listening and reading. This is input. Your brain receives information, processes it, and understands it. This is easier because you have context. You hear a word, you see the situation, your brain makes connections.
Productive language is speaking and writing. This is output. Your brain has to do the opposite. It has to retrieve words, put them in the right order, move your mouth correctly, all in real time. It's much harder.
So, if you feel like you understand more than you can say, that's not a problem. That's normal. Your receptive vocabulary will always be larger than your productive vocabulary, even in your first language.
Think about it. In your own language, there are words you understand when you hear them, but you never use them yourself. You know what they mean, but they're not in your active vocabulary. That's exactly what's happening in English.
So the first step is to stop judging yourself. This is not a failure. This is how language learning works for everyone. The gap is real, but it can be closed.
Now let's talk about why this gap exists. There are a few reasons.
Reason 1. Listening is passive, speaking is active. When you listen, the words come to you. You don't have to find them. They're just there and your brain recognizes them. When you speak, you have to actively search for the words. That takes more effort and more practice.
Reason 2, time pressure. When you listen, you can process at your own speed. You can pause, rewind, think about it. In a conversation, you don't have that luxury. You have to respond now. That pressure makes it harder to access the words you actually know.
Reason 3, pronunciation is physical. Understanding a word and saying it are two different skills. Your mouth has to learn new movements. Even if you know the word, your mouth might not be ready to say it smoothly.
Reason 4, fear and anxiety. This is huge. When you're nervous, your brain's language center actually works less efficiently. The fear of making a mistake can block the words you actually know.
So it's not just one thing, it's a combination of factors. The good news is, every single one of these can be improved with the right practice.
Now let's talk about the solution. How do you bridge the gap between understanding and speaking?
The first and most important principle is this. You have to practice speaking. That sounds obvious, but so many learners skip it. They listen for hours, they read, they study grammar, but they never actually open their mouth.
Speaking is a skill. You cannot learn to speak by only listening. You cannot learn to play the piano by only watching concerts. At some point, you have to put your hands on the keys.
So step 1, create opportunities to speak. This is non-negotiable. You need to actually produce words with your mouth.
But what if you don't have anyone to talk to? What if you're shy? What if you're scared of making mistakes? We hear this all the time.
There are ways to practice speaking alone. You don't need a conversation partner for everything. Let's talk about some techniques.
Technique number 1, shadowing. We did a whole episode on this, but it's worth mentioning again. Shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say at the same time. It trains your mouth to move like a native speaker.
You don't need anyone else. You just need audio and your voice. It builds the physical skill of speaking. It connects the words you hear to the movements of your mouth.
Technique number 2, self-talk. This sounds strange, but it works. Talk to yourself in English throughout the day.
When you wake up, say out loud, "Good morning. I slept well. Today I need to..." When you're making breakfast, narrate what you're doing. "I am pouring tea. I am making toast. I should buy more bread."
It feels silly at first, but it's incredibly powerful. You're practicing speaking without any pressure. No one is listening. No one will judge you. You can make mistakes freely.
Technique number 3, describe what you see. Look out your window. Describe everything you see. There is a red car. A woman is walking her dog. The sky is cloudy. I think it might rain.
This forces you to find words in real time. You're not repeating, you're creating language from scratch. That's exactly what you need for conversation.
Technique number 4, retell stories. Watch a short video or read a short article, then, in your own words, try to explain what happened out loud.
Start simple, a 1-minute news clip, a short story, then try to summarize it. This video was about a man who... You're practicing organizing your thoughts and producing language.
Technique number 5, record yourself. Use your phone. Talk about your day for 1 minute. Then listen back. You'll hear things you didn't notice while speaking.
This is uncomfortable at first. Nobody loves hearing their own voice, but it's one of the fastest ways to improve. You become your own coach.
Now, let's talk about conversation practice with real people. This is the next level. This is where you build real confidence.
Start with low-pressure situations. Not a job interview, not a formal presentation. Just a simple conversation with a patient person.
Language exchange apps are perfect for this. Tandem, HelloTalk, Conversation Exchange. You can find people who want to learn your language. You help them, they help you. There's no judgment because you're both learning.
Set a small goal. Not have a perfect conversation, just talk for 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes. If you do that, you win.
Before the conversation, prepare a few phrases, things you might need. Can you repeat that? How do you say this? I'm not sure how to explain. Having these ready reduces anxiety.
During the conversation, focus on communication, not perfection. Your goal is to be understood, not to be perfect. If you make a mistake, keep going. If you can't find a word, describe it. The thing you use for... That's communication.
After the conversation, notice what went well, not what went wrong. Did you communicate your idea? Did they understand you? That's a win.
And if you make mistakes, that's data. That's information about what to practice next, not failure, information.
Now, let's talk about something deeper, the fear. The voice in your head that says, "Don't speak, you'll sound stupid, they'll laugh at you."
That voice is loud, but it's lying. Most people are kind. Most people are impressed that you're trying. They're not sitting there with a mental red pen marking your errors.
And even if someone does laugh or correct you rudely, that says more about them than about you. Don't let one rude person stop you from improving.
The fear lessens with practice. Every time you speak and survive, the voice gets quieter. Every time you have a conversation and it goes okay, you build evidence. See, that was fine. Nobody laughed. They understood me.
So the goal is not to eliminate fear completely. The goal is to act anyway.
Fear is normal. Courage is feeling the fear and speaking anyway.
Now, let's talk about the role of listening, because listening is still important. You need both.
Listening builds your mental model of the language. It trains your ear. It shows you how sentences are built. It gives you the patterns you will later use when speaking.
But listening alone is not enough. You have to activate what you hear. You have to use it.
Think of it like this. Listening fills the well. Speaking draws water from the well. If you only listen, the well fills up, but you never drink. If you only speak, you'll run out of water.
You need both. Listen a lot, but also speak every day, even if it's just to yourself.
Let's talk about a specific technique called scripting. This is powerful for building confidence.
Scripting means writing out conversations you might have, common situations, ordering food, introducing yourself, asking for directions.
Write down what you want to say. Then practice saying it out loud, again and again, until it feels natural.
Then, when you're in that real situation, the words are ready. You've practiced them. Your mouth knows what to do.
This is what actors do. They rehearse. They say the lines over and over until they don't have to think. You can do the same thing with everyday English.
Another technique, slow down. When you speak, you don't have to be fast. It's okay to pause. It's okay to think.
In fact, pausing makes you sound more thoughtful, not less fluent. Take a breath. Think about your next words. Then speak.
Use filler phrases while you think. Well, let me see. That's a good question. These give you time without awkward silence.
Now, let's pull all of this together with a story. Let's follow a learner named Maria.
Maria has been studying English for 2 years. She listens to podcasts every day. She understands movies with subtitles, but when she tries to speak, she freezes.
Maria decides to change her approach. She starts with self-talk. Every morning, she narrates her routine. I am making coffee. I am looking out the window. I have a busy day today.
It feels strange at first, but after a week, it feels more natural. Her mouth is waking up.
Next, she finds a language exchange partner on an app. They agree to talk for 15 minutes twice a week. The first call is awkward. She stumbles, but her partner is patient.
Maria prepares before each call. She writes down a few things she wants to say. She practices them out loud. The calls get easier.
After a month, she notices something. She's pausing less. Words come faster. She still makes mistakes, but she doesn't freeze like before.
After 3 months, she has a real conversation with a neighbor. Just small talk, 5 minutes. But it happens. She understands and is understood.
Maria didn't become fluent overnight, but she closed the gap. She moved from I understand but cannot speak to I understand and I can speak even with mistakes.
That's the goal, not perfection, communication.
So here's your challenge for this week. Pick one technique and do it every day.
Maybe it's self-talk, 5 minutes every morning. Narrate your life.
Maybe it's shadowing, 5 minutes with a podcast. Speak along.
Maybe it's recording yourself, 1 minute a day. Talk about anything.
One technique, 5 minutes a day, that's all.
And at the end of the week, come back to the comments and tell us how it went. What did you notice? What got easier?
Remember, the gap between understanding and speaking is normal. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to close it, and you can.
You already understand so much. That's a huge advantage. Now you just need to activate it, to bring those words from your passive knowledge into your active speech.
Your mouth can learn. Your brain can learn. You've done hard things before. You can do this too.
Thank you for spending this time with us. We believe in you. We know you can bridge this gap.
We'll be back next week with another topic to help you on your journey.
Until then, speak. Even if it's just to yourself, even if it's messy, speak. And hey, before you go, if this episode spoke to you, if you felt this frustration yourself, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us reach more learners who feel the same way.
Yes, please, and leave us a comment. Tell us, do you struggle with this? Have you tried any techniques that helped? We read every comment, and your stories inspire our next episodes.
Subscribe, comment, share. It helps more people find the help they need.
Thanks again, everyone. Now go practice speaking. Just a little, today.
Bye.